He ripped off the door with his bare hands.
Into the line for you, Kami. Head this ship towards shore. And I mean now. You have this sense of things. I had it for years. A sort of clairvoyance or something. As a little kid, you always knew when your class was going to be hit with a math test. Or when Michael Bentley would be waiting around the next corner, ready to blow your nose and relieve you of your lunch money. Over the years, you learned to rely on the sense. As you grew older, it got stronger. Right after you were bitten by a radioactive spider, it went haywire. Funny how lately, every time it decides to go off the charts, you've been of a mind to ignore it. You've gotten fond of saying, well, it's probably nothing. You figure it's probably just a reaction to the innumerable pressures of your messed up, complicated life, right? Because let's face it, Pete, dressing up as a spider and swinging hell for leather around the city in strands of high-tensile webbing is no longer all it was cracked up to be. Arriving in the nick of time, punching the lights out of some supervillain with more lives than a cat, and making it home in time for dinner is rapidly losing its appeal. As for pretending to your wife you've given up the superhero game for good, while trying to hide all the bruises, well, maybe the reason you can't pinpoint exactly what's wrong is because it's everything. Huh? What? Or maybe it's just your mind playing tricks on you. Yeah, that's it. Maybe it's nothing at all.
I know you are wondering why I've asked you here.
Look, if I'd done something to upset you, boss, you only got to tell me once. I mean, you know, whatever it is, I'll make sure it don't happen again.
It's not that simple, Eugene. We shouldn't try to fool ourselves. There comes a time when everyone must move on. We are all ships that pass in the night.
I don't understand. I thought you liked me. Can't you give me another chance?
That's not possible. Not anymore. I'm afraid I'm going to have to let you go.
I don't want to die.
I'm sorry, Eugene.
As daylight over the city turns to dusk, the feeling's getting worse. It's something bad. You just know it. It's out there, right in front of your eyes. It's no longer a tingle. It's a versatile 5-alarm fire of the senses. It's no longer a murmur at the back of your consciousness. It's a scream. Hi, May. This is Peter. Listen, if you're around, can you pick up... Okay, look. No problem. I won't be able to make it back for dinner tonight. I just wanted to check in, make sure everything's okay. Do me a favor, okay? When you get home, give me a call on my cell phone. The number's on the wall above the address book.
Who was it, Peter, dear?
Wrong number.
Well, you certainly seem to have your appetite back. Did you enjoy your dinner?
It was wonderful.
Well, I'm glad. You've been such a mope lately. I've been so worried for you and Mary Jane. I must say, Peter, it's nice seeing you without that frown on your face for a change. You look so nice when you smile.
And May, you can give a guy a complex.
Oh, she's perfect.
Freeze, lawbreaker! This is your friendly neighborhood.
No, that's not it.
This is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Peter, is everything all right? Whatever are you doing in there?
Nothing. It's coming. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is wait and hope it won't hurt too much. It's the sound of calamity rushing in. It's the Oblivion Express bearing down as you lay stranded on the railroad crossing. Hi, May. Aunt May?
I was your very first.
What? Who is this?
Don't you remember, Peter? You called me a commie. Seems like forever ago, doesn't it? I want you to come and see me. I am over on the old Lark building. We have a lot to catch up on, you and I.
I don't even know who you are. Give me one good reason why I should.
Just listen.
You have this sense of things. Sometimes, like today, for instance, you'll try as hard as you can to ignore it. You'll try to pretend it doesn't exist, hoping it'll go away. But it's always there, like a whisper on the wind. If you listen carefully, you can hear it. It's there. Hard to pick it out from the strain of traffic and the guttural wail of humanity below, but it's there. A subliminal message attuned to the hypersensitive frequency of your spider sense. You remember where you heard it once before.
Calling Spider-Man. Meet me on the roof of the Lock building at 10 tonight. It will be very profitable for you.
And miles away, at a neighborhood museum, where Peter Parker is studying the spider exhibit.
Someone is trying to contact Spider-Man. I can sense the frequency waves. But who? Chameleon! Suddenly you have this weird feeling that you're just like a bug trapped in a toilet. The future is just one long slippery slope. Someone may drop something unpleasant on you at any moment. Hold it right there, you... There's a light. You struggle towards it with your little spider legs. You see your salvation ahead. But just as you think you've managed a few brief moments of respite, somebody flushes. Now it's a flood, a torrent of fear and anger and frustration. You're home, for gosh sake! He was inside your home! You're buzzing around the city like some sort of demented hornet, and all while...
Oh, why, Peter, of course it's me. Who did you expect? Well, I must say, you're acting very strangely, dear. You seemed fine when you left a few minutes ago. Did you forget something?
Don't frighten her, Pete. Act as if everything's fine. Yeah, look, it's the weirdest thing, Aunt May. I forgot where I... Do you remember where I said I was going?
Why, yes, to meet Mary Jane. After her appointment, remember?
The call comes in as you knew it would, and just for a change, you cursed yourself.
I have Mary Jane here with me, Peter. Believe me when I tell you, she is in a great deal of danger. If you want to see her alive, you're going to have to come here and get her!
And when he tells you where he's taking her, you suddenly appreciate the immediacy of the danger of your wife. Now you could lose her. After that, the line goes dead. You curse him, and God, and yourself again. It's on you, Pete. Lost on a sea of regret. If you ever stopped thrashing long enough to admit it, maybe things would be a lot easier for you. But you're too busy trying to keep your head above water, aren't you? You're clinging to a life raft of denial that's rapidly sinking. The only way you can stay afloat is to plug all the holes with excuses. Hope you don't get washed overboard by waves of guilt. Looks like you've lost your bearings, sailor. You floated aimlessly in a big circle, all the way back to where you started. This is where it all went wrong the first time. This is where you lost... This is where you lost Gwen. Better be careful, Pete. Because it's almost scuppered you once before.
I know you're there, Peter.
I didn't think guns were your style. Come on, Chameleon. Let her go. This is between you and me.
This place brings back a lot of memories, doesn't it? Seems like yesterday that Gwendy died on this bridge. Poor Gwen. It doesn't seem fair that you could love someone so much and then lose her. It doesn't seem right. I feel like there'd be a sort of majestic irony if it were to happen again.
Look, just calm down, okay? I don't know what your problem is, but my wife isn't a part of it.
Take off your mask, Peter. I want to see your face. Don't play games with me. I said take off your mask!
I swear, Chameleon, if you harm her in any way, that'll be the last thing you ever do. Do you hear me?
You love her, don't you? So do I. I mean, you know, so would I. If I were in your shoes.
He's losing it. Pulse must be going 10 to the dozen. Don't play his deranged little game. I figured you were probably dead or something.
So did I. I mean, I was supposed to be dead. I had an encounter with my half-brother, Sergei. It was rather a typical affair as family reunions go. He was enraged, ashamed of me. When I tried to reason with him, he shot me in the face at point-blank range. I woke up sometime later with a tranquilizer dart in my shoulder, and a few thousand questions swimming around in my brain. He could have killed me, but instead he let me go. Our family were never very good at expressing their feelings. I'd like to think that perhaps he was trying to tell me that he loved me, without actually saying it. Go, make a new life, he was saying. Take this chance to be free of your burden, and if I ever see you again, the next one will be a bullet.
You hear his story, but it doesn't really register. Something doesn't quite add up. There's a piece missing. He's not agitated enough. He's calmer now. That's it. You were too confused and angry to notice before. That's not Mary Jane. Okay, Chameleon. You win. Go ahead and shoot her. If it'll make you feel better. He knows that you'd know. No need for pretense now. He showed you what your senses were trying to tell you all along. The image of Mary Jane was merely a holographic projection of his mask. She was never here. She was never here. And all this time he's been pointing a gun at himself.
You're very perceptive. We're both honest men, Peter. Your wife waited for you when you didn't show up. She took the subway home. She's angry at you again. Your divine Aunt May as well. I'm afraid I ate all the meatloaf. I want you to know how sorry I am about all of this. I mean, I was always rather inept at subterfuge, wasn't I? It's a shame, considering my profession. Do you remember our first encounter? You ripped off the side of my helicopter. I was supposed to be an international spy, master of disguise. I was so terrified. I must have looked like a deer caught in headlights. And then you called me a commie. There I was, with half of my helicopter coming off. And you were calling me a commie. And I was wrestling with the controls, trying not to kill us both in the process. It's funny, I never did have a chance to tell you I was working for a private concern.
I don't understand. What's the point of all of this?
You know what I did? I joined the circus. For the last few months, I've been masquerading as a clown named Eugene Cheeps. Rather, a good clown. Actually, I've been making people laugh. I come from a long line of performers on my mother's side. So you see, the circus is in my blood. The truth is, I have been quite happy. But I couldn't sustain that happiness, because the sounds of my former life were never far away from my mind. I could always hear them calling my name. There was a part of Eugene that could never be free of all the events that led up to his creation. So I had to kill him. Poor Eugene. He was such a gentle soul. He wouldn't have harmed a fly. But I couldn't be him, you see?
Why not?
Because he was a lie. He had no experiences, not real ones. Even if I tried to explain it to you, you wouldn't understand. You're not like the rest of us, Peter. I've walked in your shoes. I've had a chance to view the great tapestry of your life firsthand. You and your Cosmo cover wife, and your doting old aunt, and your secret life as a hero. It's like a storybook. God, even your tragedies have substance.
Look, Chameleon,
Please, call me Dimitri.
Dimitri. I won't pretend I know what's gotten you to this point, man. But the way I see it is this. You could go off and be anyone. I mean, most other people have to spend years building a life, making mistakes, that sort of thing. But you could just grab the first one that you wanted just like that. If I had that chance, I'd take it in a heartbeat. Why not just turn around and walk away and make it into a big adventure? I won't try to stop you.
It's not that simple.
Why not?
If you have time, perhaps you'll let me tell you a story. A man walks into the office of an eminent psychiatrist. Doctor, he says, I think I'm going to kill myself. My life has just become one long chapter of sadness and denial. I am successful and wealthy. I have many people who love me. But I am overwhelmed by melancholy. My heart aches constantly, and I don't even know why. The doctor decides to give the man some rather unorthodox advice. The problem with you, he says, is that you've forgotten how to laugh. You should go to the circus. I hear a great clown Grimaldi is performing there. Go see Grimaldi, he will make you laugh. He makes everyone laugh. But doctor, says the man, you don't understand. I am Grimaldi. You can't always get what you want, Peter. I was happy. I liked being Eugene. I promised myself I wouldn't come back, but I couldn't help myself. I just needed to tell you something. I suppose this charade of mine, it was the only way I could think to get your attention.
Fine. So what is it? What's so important that you had to drag me up here to tell me?
Well, I thought by bringing you here, it'd make a difference. It's difficult to put into words. You see, I want you. I mean, I love you, Peter.
Sometimes the pressure of a moment can be just too overwhelming. It's almost as if you persuade yourself to have the wrong reaction. You'll go and visit a dear old relative, for instance, knowing that one thing she can't abide is a potty mouth. So you're walking up her driveway and telling yourself, please, gosh, whatever you do, don't curse. There's one time in your life to keep a civil tongue. This is it. Whatever you do, don't curse. Don't curse. Oh my gosh. And as soon as you see her, that's pretty much the first thing you do.
I didn't exactly mean love you. Listen, not in that way. The biblical sense. I mean, well, you know. Oh my. That sounded a bit funny, didn't it?
Quit! No, quit! No, quit! Oh, jeez. I guess you're a bit confused then.
Oh dear. Stop it. What's so funny now? What is it?
I was just wondering, what do you do for an encore?
I'm glad I could make you smile, Peter. That means a lot to me. You know, after all we've been through together. Here, catch.
I don't get it.
You look nice when you smile.
No! It's ironic. A million times you've rerun this scenario through your mind. This is where Gwen died, after all. A million times you've asked yourself what you could have done differently to save her. What would you do if you had the chance all over again? But already, you know that you're too late. It happened too fast, even for you. You were too far away from him when he went over. He's already as good as dead. All because he asked you for help. You laughed at him. His body hits the water, at the same time liquefying his internal organs. All he can do is hang there, as yet another poor, tired soul goes under. That's you, Pete. Lost in a sea of regret. Better start paddling.